Hey guys, this is Titan here and I'm very glad that you found the way to my 4th episode of Vedastein. Today we're going to build the rail yard with the depot next to it. We will build the beginnings of the city and the big police station. Now if you're only interested in the cinematics in the end, of course there will be the timestamp in the description, so feel free to skip the time lapse. Even though I certainly would appreciate it if you're interested in the process of building the city and my commentary. If you can stand it, of course. But the comments in the comments under the last video, or actually under all my videos, are basically very positive about my English. I still don't understand why some people say your English is the best I ever heard or something like that, but thanks, I guess. So, before I start commenting what I'm doing here, because it basically is, not that amazing, not that special, I guess. It's just the buildings and props I place. I'd like to talk about a few comments I get. I'd like to answer a few of them. Now the first, and there were quite a lot of comments about this, is how are they called? The platform extensions, thanks. The platform extensions, many of you, and really many of you, wanted them to have them, and thanks that you like them so much. And sure, I will release them, I guess, somewhere in the next week, maybe in 2 weeks. In about the same time we will build another station, or at least that's my plan for now. That will be a station for the Old Town, a station only for the Old Town, so it will be directly next to it. And I think that this could be a good time for me to release these platform extensions as well. Now what we're doing here, as I said in the beginning, this is the train depot, the rail yard. There's no word-to-word translation from the real English word, from the real German word, to the English word, or to an English word, but rail yard with depot, I think also does it. So that's what we're doing here. It's not that big, but I got one comment, I got a comment of a German guy that how he said is a train driver, so he knows a lot of trains. He's from Germany, so if you want to read the comment, it's in German. I also have it here, as you see. And he said that it's not that unrealistic to have this rail yard in a city of that size, and I'm very glad about this. Or I'm really glad to know this. My idea is that nowadays, of course, the rail yard is used for trains to park here. Would you say that the trains are parked here? Let's hope so. For trains that are parked here. But I thought it also makes sense that future train drivers are well trained here, and that's why I built a pretty big facility here. So it makes sense. And you can also imagine that the city is pretty old, and back in the day when the station was built, so around 1840 maybe, or 1850, the city was the seat of a small duchy. It was the seat of a small landlord before the country was united. And so back in these days, this was where the headquarters of the local train company were, and that's why that's a pretty big building. And today, as I said, train drivers are being trained here. I think that makes sense. At least it looks pretty good. I used Beardmonkey's Malmo station buildings here. The big building, which I used 2 times, is the office building. The small building with the entryway you see here is the... what was it? I don't know. I'll link it in the description because the set is pretty important for this episode, so it only makes sense to link it in the description. Now, speaking of description, I got I got one comment on YouTube and a few comments on other social media sites that some of you would like to know what buildings and assets I used. And for that, I put a link in the description with the collection of all the collections I use and all the collections I made for my series, because my assets are grouped into props, growables, ploppables, decals, mods and networks, vehicles. I guess that's it. So I have a few collections for this project, and if you'd like to know what I use, just check the description. There's a link in it that will direct you to the collections of this project. Then there was a guy who asked about the map theme, and that is not that easy to answer. In the beginning I used Beardmonkey's Euro 4K map theme, later a combination of Beardmonkey's Euro 4K and Hideki's Rheingold map theme. This is not open to the public. I might link, the creator of this asset of this map theme made it only public for supporters of her or creators of the Cities Skylines community. So if you want the map theme, you might support her on Patreon, and trust me, it's totally worth it. And yes, again, I'll put a link in the description. Now, later on, Beardmonkey deleted his Euro 4K map theme, so I had to try a bit out what other themes I could use. For a short time, I used only the Rheingold map theme, but the gravel is a bit too dark for me. And a bit later, I found Beardmonkey's new map theme, Australia. I don't know the correct name, but something with Australia. And I used Theme Mixer to only have the gravel of it. And again, it looks quite good. Or actually, it looks really good. Now here on the screen, it's starting to get a bit more urban with this gas station. I tried to make it look a bit, not grungy, I guess, but a bit more used, maybe you could say. So the path behind the washing box, or how it is called in English, the facility where you can clean your car, basically. I tried to make it look a bit, overgrown and not very good maintained. This may not be the right word, but something in that direction. Now here we start with the, well, basically with the inner city behind the station area. And this, what you see here is a bit of the transition area between the outer city and the old town. Here we will have these late 18th century buildings, a lot of them, because they were built when the city grew past its old medieval core. I guess that is how you can say it. Yes. Now, urban area is, or urban spaces is a bit, as I said in the last episode, a bit tricky to me. I try to work with planters and kiosks and parking spaces. You may tell me how I, well, achieved a good look. To be honest, I'm quite satisfied with how it looks. Now here we have this, small road, or basically a tiny road, the very thin road, I guess. At the end, I thought it would make sense to have a little, seating area for a restaurant, even though it might not be that quiet, I guess, or that relaxing to sit out there, because the trains are passing by on a, I guess, weekly, not weekly, minutely basis. I don't think that word exists in English. Well, trains pass by minutely, or trains are passing by let's say minutely. When the word weekly exists, it doesn't make sense if minutely does not exist. So trains pass by minutely. And still, placing the houses. I really like the look of this street, even though it might not be that nice to live there. Here again we built the next houses of the city. The houses are placed there will have some nice backyards. You'll see me building them in just a few minutes. And I don't know if you're where you're from. I have quite a lot of viewers from the United States, and in your country it might not be very nice to live next to, or directly next to the train tracks, but that's quite common in Germany because of space issues. You can't decide where you live if you don't have space to build the buildings far away, basically. So again, as with the houses we built just earlier, it might not be that quiet here in the backyards, but that's actually really realistic. And most modern houses have really good windows, so when you're inside, you're not really disturbed by trains that are passing by. Here are the backyards. I tried to achieve a good look without all the backyards looking too similar. That's not that easy, because you have a lot of backyards and not that much possibilities to make them look not similar. But going on with the next big thing and the last major thing in this episode, we're building the big police headquarters of the city. That might be a bit maybe distracting for you to have just the beginning of the city and then this big building, but again, that's not that uncommon in Germany that we have a building of that size. And I thought it looks really good in this in the place I placed it. So here we have the back entrance for the police headquarters or for the police stations, where the parking spaces or parking places for the police cars are. And I struggled quite a bit to have pavement in this whole area here, as you see, but I got the hang of it, and in the end it worked pretty good. This again is a bit grungy, rundown, however you might call it. This lot of land, this piece of land is some 100 or 150 years old, and maybe was never really renovated. So it makes sense that there's a bit grass and cracks and tire marks and all that in the backyard. Now we place some parking spaces itself. Here I use those where the NPC cars can park on. On the other side of the building I use only decals where I place the police cars myself. And now this episode is slowly but steady coming to an end. So I'd like to say thank you for watching. There will be some, or as always, there will be some nice cinematics next. And if you liked the video, please like it, please comment it, please write a comment, please share it. If you have questions, feel free to ask them. It's always a pleasure to read the comments. And for now, I'll leave you with the comments in just a few seconds. Oh no, sorry, with the cinematics in just a few seconds. And that's it for today, and bye.